What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen, where we're cooking up the latest and greatest gaming news headlines. And who better to join me today than John Hanson? Why don't you say what's up?
What's up? Let's talk some Pollo.
Ooh, Poyo, interesting. So before we get into any of that, we'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you guys that are liking these videos, subscribing to Game Sandwich, and if you're new here, do all that and join our community Discord. Links to that is in the video description down below. Now, the other day, we got a nice little Kirby Air Riders direct, and there was a lot to talk about there. I am very interested, first up, do you have any history with Kirby Air Riders on the GameCube? And then we'll go from there.
No. Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube, I never got a chance to play. Yeah. It I've heard it's fun, but I just never got a chance when I was a kid to play it.
This was a game back in the day that I played religiously, local co-op with my friends on the GameCube whenever they came over. It was always Double Dash, then we jump into Air Riders, or Air Ride, I should say. And this is a game that whenever we got the announcement, especially with it being backed by Sakurai, it's like, hello? What? Like, this isn't, like, this is a thing out of all games?
It definitely feels like something that was not likely to ever happen again. Because as much as Nintendo and HAL Laboratories loves Kirby, like there's been so many Kirby games over the years. Air Ride just kind of seemed like one that was just kind of off on the side, like it was just kind of its own thing. That was a one and done kind of thing. But I mean, according to Sakurai, it wasn't just him that wanted to do it. There was like two other people. I can't remember exactly who within Nintendo and HAL Labs that really wanted him to do a sequel. Um, so I know he worked on the original Air Ride. Was that the last Kirby game he did? I
I,
think it is.
I believe so, to my
So
knowledge.
this is really a like a weird like cycle kind of thing here because obviously Sakurai is the creator of Kirby.
Hmm.
Uh, then sometime in the game, yeah, it had Air Ride had to have been the last one. So then like all over the years, like since then, he's like had nothing to do with it because he's been so focused on Smash and his other projects. Uh, yeah, it's really cool to see him back on Kirby. Uh, Real quick though, I really want to point out just like how much I enjoy a direct when it's hosted by Sakurai. He
Hmm.
is just so good at most of the time when you watch a Nintendo Direct, whoever is presenting it, they kind of feel like a teacher at the front of a classroom.
Hmm.
Like, hello. They're like very official and everything. Like, this is blah 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 blah. Yeah, look at this. I hope you enjoy this. With Sakurai, he's just kind of like a laid back kind of friend talking to you, and I really like his like persona when he's posting. He's like starting out, oh, why is game development so hard? He'll make like little jokes on the side here and there, but he's also like just telling you everything he can. He's like, yeah, no, this I'm going to give away the whole game if I have the ability to.
He
Um,
he basically said, yeah, it's basically like Mario Kart. Like, that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
stuff you don't get from the official
he's like,
directs.
yeah, he's like, yeah, you guys think this is just Mario Kart but Kirby? You're kind of right.
It's like, it's so weird. Like, that's the personality that is Sakurai, and the whole direct through and through. I often find with Nintendo Directs, they give you like the bare minimum, and you're left with questions. Whenever I watch this direct and I seen like, all right, this is the game X, Y, and Z. I know everything about it. I'm fully sold, and that's the job this direct needed to do because there were that questions heading into it. Why are they releasing another kart racer? Like, why? And like, why Kirby? Well, the answers were there, and just real quick, the Super Smash Brothers team reunited for this. I mean, come on, like this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, yeah. With how good the last couple Smash games have been, it's very exciting to see Bandai working on this again. Also, just in general, I think Bandai usually does a very good job with Nintendo franchises when they get the chance to work on them. That partnership is going strong, and I'm happy to see it going again here. Um, yeah, I love seeing Sora Limited and Bandai working on stuff. So We don't know what the future of Smash looks like, but for a I don't know, I want to say a smaller game like Kirby Air Riders, I think this is very exciting, and yeah, we can get into this more now.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, the big thing around this game, November 20th. It's coming out this year. Going into this direct, I was like, "Oh, like that game is slated for this year, yet we don't know
Hmm.
a thing about it." And hey, it only takes a 45-minute direct to kind of wet the whistle here and get us all hyped up for it. But let's dive in. Were there some things that stood out to you for this whole direct? Being someone who hasn't played Kirby Air Riders, and just general thoughts on the game overall.
Um, Not really. It looks fun, and I'm excited to give it a try. I mean, that's the big thing. I know about the history of Kirby Air Raid is that like you play with only one button in the joystick. Them adding on a second button here, I think, is a good move. Because generally, when you try to simplify everything down into one button, that kind of makes a stale experience, in my opinion. Look at something like Balan Wonderworld, or was it Wonderland? Whatever. That awful game by I'm blanking on his name right now, the creator of Sonic. But that thing was like, oh, hey, everything you do here is controlled with like two buttons of one button, and it's a 3D platformer. And it's like, yeah, this is boring as hell. Uh, it's a little different with a racer, I guess. But I don't know. I like the idea of just like battling throughout a race. So I
Mm-hmm.
like having that second button that's always there to just create mayhem while you're racing along these tracks. And also the track designs themselves that we saw, like that beach level
Ooh.
where they're like going through like the waterfalls and the currents and everything. That was so cool. I really love the design there.
That's the thing that's going to make this game stand out from a Mario Kart world where it's like, yes, at its core, it's a kart racer. But then there's the battle aspect to this all. Wherever you're going through these various courses, you're getting the power ups. You have the different carts that do have effects. The drivers themselves, or the riders in this case, they have stat boosts as well. And it's very chaotic. That is the one thing compared to a Mario Kart world where, yes, there is
I
that.
mean, it's pretty chaotic there too.
I was just gonna say they brought up this point of yes, we could have X amount of players go well beyond the 16. I think it is, to my knowledge, but that refines the experience more. That makes it more of a like there's stakes, higher stakes here to get to first. It's more of a competition, and yeah, that's what I'm here for. I just love the overall speed, the feel of this game, and the drifting. Man, oh, it looks so smooth, buttery smooth.
The drifting does look pretty fun. The just going around a tight corner and then blasting off into the other way. I do like that idea.
Yeah, now the one mode that was just it did me well. Seeing City Trial, where you're getting all these power ups, you're building up your cart, you're managing other people, trying to stay away from them, and then you go into these mini games. What are your thoughts on that game mode?
Yeah, so I've always heard that City Trial was a great mode. Obviously, I never got a chance to play it, but I did play a ton of Smash Run
Mm-hmm.
in Super Smash Brothers for 3DS, which was essentially the same idea,
Yeah.
obviously executed a little differently, but I love that game. I was so heartbroken when that didn't make its way into Smash Ultimate. Um, but that mode was a ton of fun, and I expect the same thing here. I having the online now for that, I am so excited to give this a try.
That's the thing, and then I'm looking at the various carts that are or the riding machines that they're putting into this game. It's all the ones I knew and loved from the GameCube game. And then you're talking about 16 characters like Knuckle Joe, Gooey, Magalore, Waddle Doo. I mean, Kirby has this deep, expansive roster, and clearly they're expanding it here and really focusing in on the key components of it all. What are your thoughts on the roster overall?
Well, I mean, yeah, Kirby has a lot of characters. It's not like they're all bangers. I mean, you've
Yeah.
got the fucking mushroom guy,
A
like not
Cappy, I think his name is, or something like
yeah,
that.
the Cappy mushroom, I think. But that being said, it's cool that we've got like four different versions of Kirby here. We've got, of course, you have Meta Knight and King DDD, like you said, Gooey. Magalore is so funny to me that they keep bringing him up because he's like one of the biggest betrayals in the whole series. He's like,
Hmm.
yeah, this guy is like he is like a very big bad. He's done horrible things. He's gonna come along on the adventure and play with us. I love that.
Hmm.
Yeah, having Susie in here. Yeah, I hope that there's more surprises in here because the thing about like Kirby Star Allies, that game was so boring because it Kirby games are always easy. That one was easy to like the nth degree. But the cool thing about that game is they put in so many characters from the series past. I doubt we'll get something like that here, but if we get like more characters and more tracks in the future with DLC, I'd be pretty happy with that.
I mean, we got Starman, which, hey, or whatever that
Now the
is.
it's the high jump guy.
Yes.
When he's the one that gives you the high jump ability.
So,
Except now, instead of flying upwards, he flies forward.
hey, innovation at its finest.
Hmm.
I'm also talking about the carts here. The various carts that do have different abilities. There's that one that only dashes in a straight line. It stops, goes. What are your thoughts
Hmm.
on those abilities within the gameplay? And is there any that caught your eye?
Um, I don't think any that like really stood out to me, but it's also a thing where I'm going into this having never played Kirby Air Raid, where I'm like, yeah, I'm excited to experiment with them and find my favorite one. Right off the bat, like none of them like really felt like, oh, I have to play that one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I'm also the kind of person that I'm willing to give most things a try. So I'm like, I'll probably find one that's my favorite,
Yeah.
but just this direct didn't really nail that down for me.
The one thing I'm really hoping for, it was a big part of City Trial, was getting these components to the ultimate vehicle. And you can do that in Smash where you collect the pieces and then you dash right through the screen, you take someone off the map. I hope that is still here. It's just one of my favorite things where you can get like 3 out of the 4 pieces and then someone can hit you and then you lose all your progress. So it's just a very rewarding experience to get that final piece and get the ultimate cart. And then the mini games here, when we talk about the little dart system they have, where they have the drag race system, stuff like that's fun. And I feel like that's what's going to add to the overall longevity of Air Riders, where it's like, oh, like you can really experiment here and go through the game's paces and not just burn it out in one day.
Yeah, I don't feel like this is gonna have like a huge lifespan.
Hmm.
Like if we get any DLC, I think it's gonna be like one or two packs,
Mm-hmm.
maybe one bigger expansion. This just doesn't feel like the kind of like Smash Ultimate life.
Yeah.
Because I mean that game was so special
Oh.
and Sakurai devoted who knows how many years to making that. This definitely feels like something that we're done talking about by the end of 2026. But I would especially imagine it to have a longer lifespan than something like Kirby's Dream Buffet, which was like instantly dead because it was so basic and there was like nothing really to it beyond like 3 games.
I think it's the fact that we got 2 buttons now. I think that's what's going to give it its most life, well beyond its years. But any final thoughts here on Kirby Air Riders?
Like I said earlier, I'm just excited to give it a try. I don't know. Oh, I'm sure someday Kirby Air Ride will make its way to the NSO library, and I'll give it a try then. But Air Riders, this was a good presentation. I have full belief in Sakurai and what he does with his work. He's gonna do his best to make this the best game possible. And yeah, I'm ex I when they have a direct aimed at one game, usually that game comes out a little sooner than like 3 months away, which was a little surprising to me. But hey, we've got this, we've got Pokemon coming out at some
Mm-hmm.
point. At this point, I'm gonna be shocked if Metroid Dread comes out, or not Dread, Metroid Prime 4 comes out this year. Like
Oh,
we
that's
thought that was
right.
we thought that was like a absolute to come out in 2025. I was saying, oh, this is a day one launch title. Man, I'm really thinking this game's not coming out until next year now.
We don't have. Oh, for
We
some
don't
odd
have a release
reason,
date for it.
I can't believe it. I mean, Polygon has an article saying it's playable later this month, but
Yeah.
playable versus really. Wow. I thought it was just coming out like December. I thought that was just the thing, but
I mean, it still can. I mean, we just got a November release date. Like next month, we could get a December release date for it. It's just, it doesn't feel like it's coming out now.
no, it's okay. We got plenty of time to enjoy the
And
Switch too.
whatever. Metroid's overrated anyway. We got Kirby, baby.
We got Kirby, that's all we need. But what you guys need is to subscribe here to Game Sandwich, like this video, drop a comment down below. If you want to talk more about Kirby Air Riders, join our community Discord. But as of right now, I've been Kalo, joined by John Hanson, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.